Hey everyone, so we got this Kawasaki Vulcan 750 here that I'm working on. Today I'm going to be doing an oil change and a radiator flush. As you can see, already clearly I've got it taken apart quite a ways. I had to pull the carbs out. Right now I'm waiting on parts for the carburetors, and since I figure it's a good time to get some other stuff out of the way that I already have parts for. So let's get started with the oil filter. So let's get started with the oil change and the new filter. Okay, so let me see if I can show you where the drain bolt is. My tripod for my camera isn't short enough to show you this while I'm doing it, so I'll show you first and then I'll pull it out. Drain bolt is right here, kind of right behind the starter motor, and of course here's the oil filter. And so I'm just going to pop that drain bolt out, let drain, and behind this bolt here, which is a little further back, let me zoom out, it's kind of right under the foot peg here for reference. That bolt right there. Behind that should be the oil filter screen, which we're also going to replace. So I'm going to set my camera in the tripod, then I'm going to pull out the plug and drain the oil. Alright, so this bolt is 17 millimeters. Let's get it out. Alright, so I wiped up my mess there. It was about 1.5 coffee cans full of oil. Now, the next thing I should probably do is take out the actual oil filter here. Let's see how tight someone got it. Too tight, I'd say. Alrighty, so I have procured this set of man-sized pliers. Now let's see if I can break this thing loose. No, these pliers are too small. I need larger ones. In case you guys were wondering how much torque is too much torque on an oil filter, this much torque is too much torque on an oil filter. But I'm done messing around. Not only do you not need that much torque on an oil filter, you're not supposed to use that much torque on an oil filter. But we got it off. We can replace it and torque it down to the torque it's actually supposed to be at. Okay, so the next bolt we need to take out here is a 17 millimeter. I've got a universal joint socket on here so that I can get around this frame bar. You can probably get a wrench on there as well. And it's leaking a little, so put that under it. Once we get it off, the filter screen and a spring should come out. Here's a spring. Here's a washer. I'm just putting my finger into the opening and pulling stuff out. Don't need any special tools because nothing's stuck. Alright. And here is the old filter screen. Doesn't look too bad. It looks really clean actually, but we got a new one, so we're going to put that in anyway. I'm going to take these parts and set them on my paper towel. You probably should have a clean paper towel here instead of me having this dirty one here, but that's the way it goes. Alright, and so here's all the parts. The order for this was cap, the spring, then a washer on top of the filter. And the rubber portion of the filter, of course, interfaces with the washer here. And here I have the new filter. Let's just make sure they're the same size, like they should be. Yeah, same size. So I'm going to wipe this down with a paper towel real quick. It doesn't look like it's got much grime or grunge on it. That oil didn't seem too dirty. Then I'll wipe this part down, and I'm going to throw them back in. Guess who decided to join me? Looks like she wants to come down and get scratched, but I don't want to get cat hair in the oil, so she's going to have to wait. Let's get that thrown back in. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting the oil filter screen back in. And if you recall, the hole is right here behind the foot peg, so I'm going to just slide it in. Again, apologies, but my camera tripod doesn't sit low enough for me to actually show you guys this underside of the bike, so you're just going to have to watch like this, and hopefully you can intuit what you need to do yourself for your bike. Okay, so I'm putting in the washer and the spring next, with the washer going up against the filter and the spring coming in after it. Wiggle it around a little so that the washer doesn't bind up in there when it tries to fall over. Okay. Next, we're going to put this back in, and as you can see, there is an O-ring around here. The O-ring here still protrudes pretty well out of the slot that it's in, so that means it's going to seal real good. You can replace them every time if you want, but I don't happen to have one on hand right now, so I'm not gonna. Okay, so you're going to want to torque that down to whatever spec your manual says. Now up underneath the engine, I'm going to put back in the drain plug. And you can also replace the drain plug gasket if you have one. I don't have one, so I'm going to reuse this one. Never had a reused one leak, so I'm not really concerned. Okay, here's the new filter for the bike. It's a KN202 in case anyone wanted to know. This one has a hexagonal head on it for being driven by a wrench in case I over tighten it, which I don't plan on doing. I took a paper towel with some fresh oil, wiped it over the seal because some people say that's a really good thing to do. I don't know if it is, but it certainly can't hurt, so I'm going to do it. I'm just going to take the filter, throw it on. Get it down to hand tight, and then tighten it just a little bit more than that. It doesn't need much, and you don't want it to be impossible to get off later. Although that's not likely because I'm not a dipwad, so... Alright, let's move on from there. We got the new filter on. Let's get some oil in there. Okay, it says 4.0 liters on the side. 10W40. Ah, that thing's stuck. Oh well. What? Why are you looking at me like that was overkill? It wasn't overkill. You're overkill. After pouring in the first jug, I like to check underneath and see if any oil is piddling out, because I often forget to put in the drain plug. Not today, though. You guys saw me do it, so nothing's leaking. Alright, filter's replaced, oil's replaced, filter screen is replaced. We cleaned up the spill on the floor. Everything's done except one thing, arguably the most important part of the whole job.